Good afternoon. It is Saturday over here in October, and we have some major things to talk about. We have severe weather, including tornadoes on the way. Tropical storm development may have a hurricane that comes into the United States. And then after this is gone, we'll probably not see any more hurricanes after that. There's also going to be some bitterly cold temperatures finally starting to make its way up into the northern portions of the United States. We have this and more to talk about, so stay tuned and we'll talk about all the weather that's going to be affecting the U.S. within the next 7 days. First, let's talk about our tornado and severe weather potential today. We have a marginal risk of severe weather encompassing Arizona, Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, and a portion of Nebraska. This isn't going to be too bad. There is 2 tornado risks affecting Colorado, Arizona, and another small portion over there in Colorado as well. It's going to be producing a 5% chance of hail along with a 5% chance of wind as well. So just possibility of some minor severe storms that could produce tornadoes, wind, and hail. Probably won't see much of a tornado threat, but there is always a chance. And we'll look into what the conditions are going to be in just a second. Tomorrow we have another marginal threat of severe weather. This is going to be for a low that's going to be coming in and bringing significant severe weather possibly in the future. There's no tornado risk outlined. There is a 5% hail and there is no 5% wind risk with this. Day 3, we have a pretty reasonably sized marginal risk encompassing parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri with a 5% chance of anything happening over here. On day 4, this is where we're really looking to see some significant severe weather. Day 3, we could have a slight risk. That is entirely possible with a little bit of a tornado chance. But then here on day 4, which is Saturday going into Sunday, we could see some chance of wind, significant hail, and tornadoes as well. Where you're going to have quite a bit of wind shear in this environment. There's going to be a dry line in this environment. And it's going to have some pretty strong low-level winds as well, which can increase the spin needed to create tornadoes. I don't think the tornado threat is going to be too bad, but it is 4 days out, which does significantly affect that. We're going to start with the ECMWF weather model, looking at our mid-level atmosphere wind setup. We have this low pressure system with some pretty strong winds over here, and this is why we do think we have a tornado risk. And then moving on, we can see that goes right off to the north into Nebraska, the Dakotas, and Minnesota, where we could see a little bit of rain, possibly some severe weather, but very scattered. And then we're going to have a shortwave trough possibly move in this area, which is why we think there could be tornadoes and stuff like that. We can see a lot of these little wind barbs that are kind of angled a little bit, and that's where we can see some of the significant severe weather. If we look at our precipitation, this is the model thinking what the rain might look like. Isolated cells over here from Missouri all the way down there into Oklahoma that then move over into Arkansas area before we see our dry line in Texas coming up into Arkansas, which can fire off some more supercells and then possibly turn into a linear event. So this is 4 days out. This isn't exactly what it's going to look like. Gives us a rough idea. And if we are going to see any tornadoes with how much moisture, we shouldn't really see any tornadoes north of Oklahoma and Arkansas. But there is still a very small chance above that. But I believe if there is going to be any tornadoes, it's going to be south of Oklahoma and Arkansas, going into Texas and Louisiana. This is a different model, the GFS. And as we can see there, we see a little bit of a fast-moving thing that comes across there that injects shortwave trough, and that's what really disturbs. If we look at the model participation, this is a larger model, so it doesn't have as fine of details. It's showing a very similar pattern, except it's not really showing that much stuff down there into Texas. So Texas have been off and on whether we're going to see any severe weather in that region or not. And then a lot of AI models are showing most of the area, the most significant tornado area right in this area. And I'm really focusing down there into Arkansas. So we'll be posting daily, if not sub-daily, forecasts and be keeping you updated, so like and subscribe to see more of those. So tonight we could see lows in Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin around 50s, and then from Wisconsin the edge of Wisconsin, Michigan, down there to Kentucky, and then back up to the east, we could see temperatures as low as 32 degrees, especially up there near New York and Maine. And then for lows around here, Texas, all the way up to South Dakota, could see 65s. And then out here in the Rockies, we could see places freeze as well. We did see some snowfall there in California. So for Thursday, we could see highs reach 80 degrees all the way up into South Dakota and parts of Iowa. On Friday, we could see a very similar situation unfolding. So it's going to be quite warm up there in between Texas, Nebraska, Iowa, down there back towards Florida. And then on Saturday, we are going to see some cool down effect where we're going to see a cold front move through and start cooling off some portions of the United States. And as we can see here on Sunday, temperatures are going to be really nice out there. Places are going to be like not above 70 all the way down there from Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Any south of that, we could see 90s and 80s. But any north of that, it's going to be 60s, highs of possibly 70s all the way up there, which is pretty sweet. On Monday, we can see some of those hot temperatures start to return up towards Nebraska and Iowa before another cold swath. So we're going to see lots of this pattern, lots of cold swaths coming through and cool down the northern portions of the United States. And then by the end of October, I'm expecting to see some freezing temperatures in places like Iowa, Nebraska, and eventually get the whole country down towards fall level. So if you're in these cool areas, make sure you're enjoying those nice temperatures while they last. We also have some tropical weather to talk about. We could see a tropical wave come off Africa and then form somewhere in the Caribbean before it tracks its way and possibly move north. There's also a very small chance that it could hit Florida, go into the Gulf, so it could really do anything. And more than likely than not, it will just go into the Atlantic Ocean and not affect the U.S. very much. But you always got to keep updated, so this is a little far out. But in a few days, we'll do another forecast on this possible hurricane. So like and subscribe and we'll keep you updated on that. This is all the weather discussions that I have for you. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Feel free to check out our sponsors. We wouldn't be doing YouTube videos without them. And then we are super excited to get some really cool storm chasing happening next year. So make sure you like and subscribe for that as well. And we'll see you next time.